Hi YouTube, Alan here. So today I'm going to be talking about two-color or two-tone printing. So for examples of two-color printing, you can see the logo I printed off for my YouTube channel, as well as this, which I printed off for this video. It's the logo to my old university. So you can see here that there's a pretty clear delineation between black and white, and that's the kind of technique that I use. And this is pretty simple. What you do is you just pause the print partway through and then switch filaments at that time. So there's a couple commands you can use to pause the print at each particular area. I've heard of a pause one, but I wasn't able to make that work. So what I just use is a wait command that allows me to get in there and change the filament out from black to white or white to black or whichever I want to do. The one problem with this is you have to be paying attention to the prints and know when it is time to change them, because it will just wait for that length of time and then continue on with the print. So if you haven't changed the filament out of that time, you're just going to get one solid color, just with a pause in the middle. It won't be noticed. So I'm going to go through how I made this print. And first of all, you're going to have to kind of get in and write your own code. So once you've sliced the model, you do that as normal, you have to decide where you want to separate it. And so here, I've picked at the bottom of the base, and I just kind of, in between that layer, insert a pause command. And so the code for that is right here. You're going to have to maybe customize it a little bit for what you want to do, but this is generally what it's going to look like, and I'll go through that step by step. So the first section of the print is just to lift the hot end off, so you're not continuing to melt the plastic and you're not getting any drips from your hot end on the print. You can choose any layer or any height you want to do this, and the next command I used was just to move it off out of the way so that I could get to the hot end without knocking the print, and so when I pushed extra filament through and I didn't get drips on top of my print. The next is the retract, so I retract the filament out of the hot end. This relieves the pressure, stops any oozing, and allows me to easily pull the filament out. The next command is the pause command, which is the G4S60. Now the G4 is the pause and the S60 is the amount of time it waits, and that's in seconds. If you use P, it's in milliseconds, but seconds is just easier. And so I waited for a minute to allow myself to change the filament. This wasn't quite enough time in this print, so for later ones I've gone up to 90 seconds, so S90 instead of S60. Just gives you a little bit more time so you're not rushing to try to get through this, as you don't want to you want to get the filament fully loaded before it goes back to moving. The next is the return command, so it feeds that filament through so it's back to 10 millimeters, or feeds it through 10 millimeters. This clears the hot end out of the previous plastic, so I was going from black to white. So I wanted a pretty sharp, clear cut. I didn't want gray in between. So this just pushes all that filament out. You may have to play around with this to figure out what is the correct length for your hot end to extrude, to clear the plastic from one to the other. But it should be good around 10 to 15 millimeters. You don't want to do a whole lot more than that. Just push the filament through, get that color change. If it's a little gray or a little off color, that's fine. But you just want pretty sharp colors. The next is another wait command, 10 seconds. This was so I could clear that extruded filament out of the way. This was also a little short, so in the future I've been going up to 20-25 seconds. Just to give yourself a little bit more time, makes it a lot easier. And the last command returns it to the starting point. This is just where the hot end started in the XY coordinates, and then it'll progress down to the correct height and start that layer with that new filament and the new color. So this works really well, and I will show the time lapse now of how I printed this, or the printing of this. You will notice that the first layer of white, there was a little bit of a problem. I accidentally didn't extrude, I retracted filament instead of clearing the hot end, so there was a little bit of a problem that there wasn't filament there right away. I did have to kind of quickly push it forward through the Bowden tube so that it started printing again. So there was a little bit of an error for almost the full first layer of the white color. But that's just a trick, and unfortunately I messed it up this time. When I did print this one, there was no issue, so, you know, the luck of the first try, whereas the second time I tried it, there was a little bit more issues, but that's just all practice. But yeah, so please enjoy the time-lapse print of this, and I'll put some pictures at the end. Once again, thank you for watching this channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to watch more videos, please subscribe to my channel. If you have any comments on what I should do next, please leave them in the comments below. If you have any comments of what I could do better or worse, please let me know. Have a good day.